Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. I have returned from vacation and thus the content can resume. We're starting off with another season of Alliance War. We are back with season 51 and our first match of the season is against Inda. Team today, Lady Deathstrike, Deathless King Groot, and Onslaught. A whole bunch of good looking champs coming to the team today. So I was actually on vacation when I did this war. I think this was while the kids were eating dinner one night, so I had very little time. I kind of snuck up to my room to kind of do my fights in relative peace and quiet here. So first up we have a HAVOK here on node 2 we're going to take with Deathstrike. This is a very easy fight. Nothing really going on with HAVOK in the nodes here. All you really need is your generic HAVOK counter, and Deathstrike fits the bill quite easily here. We want to avoid him throwing his special ones, of course, just to keep the flow of the fight going. Again, it really doesn't matter if he puts those plasma buildups on us because we are protected from a detonation, but we can't really punish his special 1, and we can punish his special 2, so it's much easier to just push him to that. Deathstrike is not a robot, therefore you can see her healing up via willpower from those plasma buildup debuffs, and I do believe that I finished this fight at a full yellow bar thanks to that willpower healing. I'm pretty sure. We've hit ferocity here, so the potency of our ruptures are bumped up a bit, and I think this final special 1 ends up finishing the job. So really clean fight from Deathstrike. Alright, moving on to the next fight, we have a Spider-Man Stark Enhanced on node 11. Again, nothing really going on here with the nodes. All we really need is a tactic attacker here, so I'm going to go in with the King here, and just kind of play it real safe until we get clarity up. You can see the placebo buffs from the node are actually helping us get the tactic faster. So, you know, I'm not really sure if that was an intended interaction when they placed him here, but really easy to get the tactic up here. And yeah, once we have clarity up, his evade is no longer a problem, and this is a very quick fight. So we're going to slow play this combo right into the special 2, and since Sparky is a tech hero, that SP2 does double damage and absolutely annihilates him. Alright, up in section 2 we are on path 6, and we have a Domino on node 24. We're going to go in here with Deathstrike. Recall that against mutants, Deathstrike cannot have her ability accuracy modified, so in terms of critical failure damage, she's a very safe option to take against Domino. And there's nothing really going on here with the node either. She does have that big passive prowess, and we have no way of removing it, but again, that's really only going to come into play if we take blocked hits from her special attacks or take a special to the face. And if we do that, we probably have other bigger problems. The only thing we do have to worry about in this fight is that lucky passive. So you can see whenever I push her over a bar of power and I trigger that lucky passive, I'm backing off right away because I don't have any way of stopping her evade. And if she evades right into a combo, a few lucky crits can leave me dead or close to it here. So we've triggered Ferocity here, and I'm going to special intercept with the special 1. That looks risky because she was lucky, but I did figure that even if she evaded one of those special 1 hits, there are so many of them, and it was unblockable. There was no way she was going to evade every hit, so yeah, again, really safe fight here. Getting better with the SP1 punish, and we've managed to avoid taking a blocked hit while Ferocity was up and able to close out that fight. Really clean fight. Alright, next up we have a Joe FIXIT on 33. We're going to go in here with Deathless King Groot. This can be a tricky fight if you don't know what the node is doing. So if you let Joe FIXIT throw his special 1, the second time he does it, it's going to be fully unblockable. And you are bleed immune as Deathless King Groot, but you really don't want to take too many unblockable special 1s to the face. So what you can see me doing here is just trying to push him over to his special 2 and only let him throw that. Now, having done that, you can see we kind of had to sacrifice our special 1, which means we don't have the armor breaks on and we don't have the ignition buffs on ourselves. So when we throw this special 2 here with 4 Furies, it really doesn't do a ton of damage, and the ensuing Incinerate is not really that potent. It's only about 2,000 damage per second. So we are able to use the special 1 on the tail end of that Fury cycle. That gives us our armor breaks, gives us our ignition buffs, and now we are set up to race back up to that special 2 and hopefully finish him off. Now the special 2 is placing debuffs on us, so we are entering the Fury phase with 5. He triggers 2 disorients on us and brings us down to 3, which is kind of a bummer. So I think I go ahead with the special 2 anyways, just to push him again back over 2 bars of power. That Incinerate, a little bit better there, about 5,000 or so damage per second, actually closer to 4,500, but yeah, and that is pretty much enough to kill him there. So Really clean fight again. Just push him to the special 2 and you will have an easy time. Alright, up on Mini Boss Island we have a Sasquatch on 38. I've taken a version of this fight before on, I think it's Path 5, has right back at it. This one is obviously a little bit bigger and with the added danger of aggression prowess, but the fight is basically the same. So the general idea here is that with right back at it, he is going to be frequently debuff immune, but Onslaught applies all of his debuffs as passives when they fail, including his parry stun, which allows him to get all of his damage through, and you can safely get the extended pause from the passive stun unless Sasquatch is in Wrath. So, you know, this becomes ostensibly a very standard Onslaught fight. Get up, you know, a bunch of Neuroshocks, heavy cancel into the special 2, and watch the degen tick him down. I have a lot of problems in this fight with my parries. I took a bunch of damage at the start there. Right there, I missed a parry, and he heavied me, an unstoppable heavy, and I mistime the special 2 here. I don't have the pause up, so all of my degens tick down right away rather than starting paused, and at this point, the fight should have been over already, but now the fight is extending much longer, and the longer a fight goes, the more dangerous it gets. Right there, I miss a parry again, take more combos. Now I'm trying to get the special 2 out of him. He's going to trigger Wrath again, and I'm going to get cornered here. Again, trying to my best to get the special 2 out of him. I'm stuck in the corner. He is just doing absolutely a number on me here, waiting for Wrath to end. He has so much prowess going right now. And I kind of panic launch a special 2, dex the SP2 in the corner, and we are lucky, really, really lucky to get out of here with a win. But yeah, very, very sloppy play from me. No way around it. Speaking of sloppy play, here is my last fight of the war, a Werewolf on Hazard Shift that will go in with Onslaught, and this is my first death of the season, already in War 1. Made it through all last season without dying, and I am here dead in my first fight, or my first war rather. So you're supposed to be ramping from the Hazard Shift debuffs here, and then the idea is just to go right to the special 2, apply the degen, but we have so many debuffs on us that Inequity pretty much reduced that degen cycle to practically nothing. Then he triggers a Howl, which triggers the Unstoppable because he's above 2 bars of power, and yeah. This is just an absolute mess. Those ruptures are lasting forever, so we have like a constant stream of damage, a constant reduction in our attack rating, and again there, we fire off the special 2, the degen does practically nothing. I'm late on that counter there, and then he special intercepts me because that's what this Skynet-ass AI does nowadays, and I'm dead. So after many potions later, we are back. And again, I was trying to do this fight like, you know, before the kids were done with dinner, so a little bit more hurried than I was probably otherwise going to be. But we do the cleanup here, I think, with like a full yellow bar close to it. So this is kind of how the fight should look. Just more aware of when he's going to probably trigger a Howl and when he's going to be unblockable versus unstoppable. I hate that special one so much. I almost never get the timing of those dexes correctly, and luckily the hit stun from one of them wore off, and I was able to kind of block the rest. So, yeah, just the Howl. I can't stand fighting werewolves so much. We had a werewolf on this node in the second war, and we ended up sending I think Chilth to it, a little bit safer here. But yeah, I'm not sure if I would want to take this fight again. There's just having no way to counter the Unstoppable is a huge problem for Onslaught. Otherwise, he counters pretty much everything else, but the Unstoppable being a threat there is a huge problem for him. And there we go. Yellow bar on the cleanup because, of course, we did come away with the win in our first war of Season 51. Definitely not our best effort. I think we died like 7 or 8 times. We have a lot of work to do to get back into the form that we were in for the majority of last season. So 6 kills for me, 1 death. Deathless season already over and done with in War 1. It is what it is. The only number that matters, though, is the 1-0, which is our record. So, folks, I hope you're looking forward to the rest of the Season War videos, as am I. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button and sub if you are looking for some good war content. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.